hey, so if aliens were real and the government was to disclose and say, hey, they're real, what do you think would be the hardest fact for people to get and understand and to believe in? Or, what would be the thing that would actually scare the hell out of them?
Second thing that bothers me is the UFO story. And, the more you dig into that and talk to people with actual knowledge of it, again, that's another story where there are some, fanciful ideas floating around that are just, there's no evidence that they're true. But if you talk to people who, have actual knowledge of it, that they gathered themselves, there are parts of that story that I do not understand at all that are really, really, really dark. It's so dark that I, haven't told my wife about it. I mean, I haven't verified any of this. This is not just stuff that I read on the internet. I know you all are very, very grounded in that story. So I think I know, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff there that's just like, man, I'm not even sure what that means. There's a spiritual component there that I don't fully understand. So yes, that story bothers me. And I think last thing I'll say that one of the reasons that we've had all these disclosures and all of these, 10 whistleblowers at this point, and it's really become front page news. Part of it's suppression. Parts of the government don't want you to know about it, but part of it is the public can't deal with it. It's too far out. The implications are too profound. And so, and I understand that because I've heard things where I'm just like, oh man, I don't even really want to know that, honestly.
Deeply disturbing stuff. Forget like saucers and technology. It's deeply disturbing stuff that I haven't even told Natalie. I agree with you. It's so disturbing. Exactly. I can't even tell my kids. My kids ask me different stories about it, and I won't say it because it's so dark. It's so dark.
I totally agree.
Miles is watching. So.
Okay, Miles, if you're watching the show, Daddy's not going to tell you about that part of the UFO stuff and what's going on with the government.
Well, let's say one thing. They've known clearly. I mean, this is, I think, established, and I feel comfortable saying this as fact. The U.S. government, I mean, these are real, whatever they are. They're not human. And the government has known that for a long time, possibly going back to the 1930s at least. And of course, there's tons of evidence in the written record, in the physical record, in paintings, and in literature that people have been seeing and interacting with these things for a long time. So we know that. But the justification one often hears is, well, the government, various presidents who have been read in, not all have been, haven't wanted to disclose this because it would scare people. And I've always thought that's bullshit. You're hiding a crime, which they are, by the way, in my opinion. But I do think there's a sense in which that's not totally crazy. Like there is some stuff, if it's true, and I'm kind of thinking it may be true, that's so radical that well, as we both said, we don't want to tell the people we love most about it because, like, why would you disturb someone like that? So I kind of get that. I hate to admit it. I'm not arguing for hiding things. I believe in the truth and I believe in disclosure, but I understand the impulse. Like, holy smokes, this is heavy. You know what I mean?
And the government's involvement in it makes it even heavier because then you realize the complicity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about the same thing. I can tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No. This is what we used to talk about in commercial breaks all the time. This is the kind of stuff. But anyway.
So at the time, I never would have believed any of that. But now I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we have more and more information slowly coming out saying aliens are real, while a few years they were denying the hell out of it, or for a long time. Now, if I was to look at the subject, and by getting out of body, by talking to people who've been the victims of the 20 and back, the SSP, Secret Space Program, and stuff like that, things I think would be hardest for people to get, like when they hear that aliens are real. One is seeing someone who doesn't look like human. Now, yeah, we're used to animals. But even then, you go to the deep sea, deep oceans, and holy hell, some of those creatures, the fishes look really crazy, scary, ugly. Like, you don't want to see that, really. Now, there's someone off planet, doesn't look human, has 2 legs, has 2 arms, the face looks crazy. So one thing is the looks. That's like light stuff. But then, oh, look, this guy, this creature right in front of you, is freaking intelligent. More intelligent than any human being on Earth. Can actually telepathically communicate with you, can control your thoughts, can actually put thoughts in your head and, control public figures. And now you're looking at, oh, so some of these beings were controlling people here on Earth? Holy cow. I don't know, intergalactic black market trading, impregnating people, experiments, stuff like that. Yeah, that might be a bit harder to get. So what do you think would be the reason, or what would be the hardest part for government to disclose and actually tell that, hey, aliens are real, and the scariest part about them is this, and we have to deal with it?